What's up, y'all? Today, I just wanted to talk about on why I think physical media is just like important to the metal scene and just music in general. I feel like, um, you know, my first point is just I feel like it's more supporting the artist. Like when you buy a CD from a band you actually like, you support it more than just streaming it on, you know, your headphones or something. And it just makes everything more it feels more authentic when you're listening to a CD. It feels more entertaining. Like you pop this in and you just if it sounds better, you can read the lyrics while you're listening to the music. Oh, open it up, look at the cool artwork that's on the inside. This is from the Casket demo Mortician off Necroharmonic. Um, Comes with 2 discs, and it has like pictures of the band members. Like, look at this, all this cool shit that they do for the band and like the art and stuff. They go out of the way to take pictures for fun, just make it look more like they have a theme and more of a cooler style, like when bands dress up on stage and shit and stuff like that. I've noticed that type of stuff as well is kind of like gone down, see that? You got all this old artwork, the brutally mutilated artwork, it's cool. Like, look at all this crap. Like I said, yeah. And it's just, another thing is, when you get CDs, sometimes the band like will throw in, you get CDs or shirts and the band will throw in stickers. Like, I bought this dripping shirt. This is like a 20, not 1 out of 20, but it's like, I don't know what, it's not numbered, but there was only 20 of these long sleeves made. It's Bring the Suffering dripping. It's got the back and stuff right here. Looks sick. But it came with these stickers, like all this stuff they provide for you. Like, they like their fans. Like, bands, when you buy shit from them, you can tell they really like their fans because they throw in a little bit of goodies or something. And then like this one, there's another one, but I can't show it on camera. This is freaking like an old Mortician show flyer, It's cool. It just shows you like a bit of the band's history and how the type of bands they played with and stuff, And you're always gonna get like cool artwork. I know I'm kind of repeating the same shit over and over. Like, look at that. Dispose of the Dead, the Armada. Best Defeated Sanity album. And then, I know y'all gonna flame me for this. I got a Final Resting Place CD, But that's because I actually like the band. And, I've seen people on Depop reselling this band's, like, merch for, like, over $200, acting like it's, like, a trend to get, like, brutal death metal merch. Like, recently I've noticed on Instagram that brutal death metal is like becoming a trend and it's gonna die off, and all these like hardcore bands posing as brutal death metal, you could just say you're death metal influenced, like some bands like this, like Final Resting Place. I wouldn't say they're straight up brutal death metal. They're kind of like that style of like, mixing like the hardcore riffs with the brutality of brutal death metal, I guess you could say. But like, if you're gonna come up with a new genre like this, I hope, this is obviously not particularly straight metal, but if you're gonna do stuff like this, you gotta be real about it. Like, you gotta stick to it. Like, I hope that the people who are trying to popularize this like genre of like the hardcore brutal death metal shit actually sticks to it, because I hate when people start a trend and then it dies off because they realize that it's not really what they like. And like the whole like deathcore revival shit died off, and now all those deathcore kids are into brutal death metal and stuff, posing and stuff, and it's just, it's stupid. There's a difference between, you know, being new to the scene and just straight up just following a trend because everybody's on it. But like, you know, bought this at Vinyl Heaven. You know, $27. It was like a 2000 reissue, I think. 2001, 2000. I don't remember. The like mark holy shit. Sorry, I'm a little sick. The like marker on it is all smudged up and stuff. But I'm like, you got all this, these, you buy these CDs and you're like, anyways, what I was saying is my freaking phone died. What I was saying is, like, if one of your friends pull up to your house, you know, it just feels so much better. You'd be like, oh, hey, what do you want to listen to? Or like, what do you listen to? And you just pull out these CDs and like, boom, Down from the Wound, like Mortal Decay, you know, it's cool showing off your collection and it feels more authentic. I mean, obviously, there's downsides to everything. Like, you're gonna be buying these CDs and it's gonna get a little pricey. But when you buy them, you buy the ones you love the most, you know? Like, you're like, I love this album. Like, this shit is awesome. Like, you know, it's my favorite. So I bought it. I wanted to support the band too. I like them enough to support them directly, you know? There's obviously a lot of bands that I wish I could have more CDs of, but that's literally like almost impossible to just buy everything yourself. Like, I mean, you obviously can buy everything yourself, but it's impossible to buy every single like album ever, obviously, because that is like impossible. But my point is, you know, it feels like physical media is like slowly going away, and it doesn't feel as like fun to listen to music for certain people just because they don't know what it's like, or like they've never tried exploring it, or I don't know, they don't have the money to, which, you know, it sucks. And also another thing is like releasing your own music and putting it on a physical format just feels amazing. Like, I'd love to do that once, you know, I am able to, and I have the money to go buy out like jewel cases and get CDs and, you know, put all the music on there, promote it and all that stuff. I really want to get a real life band together. Right now I only got like online projects and stuff, which, you know, and then that's getting into another point. It's very hard to start a band nowadays. Like, it's much harder to find people who play instruments or do vocals. Me personally, I couldn't play an instrument if I had a gun to my head. I can only really do vocals and stuff and like write lyrics, or I can kind of give ideas on songwritings, you know, for certain songs or something, or like add a sample in, you know, help out. But I wish I could play instruments. I just don't have enough money to. I don't have the gear to, and also my house is just small, and there's like, you know, I don't live alone. I'm still in high school. I'm still freaking, you know, I don't have that freedom yet. But I do vocals when people are away and stuff, you know, and it's cheaper, and I can consistently practice it more because it's basically like a stim for me. I'll just be walking in the house and just do some gutturals or some shit when I'm bored, and it's fun, you know. It's something I find joy in. It's I sound like a little autistic when I say this, but like it soothes. It low-key be soothing me. But yeah, like, sorry, I'm a little sick right now. I think somebody's like spreading something around, or it could just be the pollen in there. I don't know. But what else? I'm not going off the script, so I'm just like saying stuff, you know. I feel like going off a script makes it less authentic, you know. I want to say stuff from what comes to my mind, you know. And if I mess up on something or another point, y'all can add in the comments and I can like clarify on what I think or like an opinion or whatever the hell. But yeah, like it's very simple thing to grasp, I guess, you know. Always feel like that physical media is slowly dying off, you know. I feel like I really don't want stuff like AI music to get really popular. That kind of like sucks, you know. It's just go make music with your friends. It's like the most fun thing you can do, bro. Like just with everything going on in the world, you know, I'm not going to get into stuff about that. But you know what I mean? Like it's hard trying to focus or have fun, and it's kind of a thing that gets you away from all the bad things, you know, worrying about all this stupid political shit. But anyways, I think that's gonna be it for this video. You know, it's just a short rant I wanted to rant on about. Give me more video ideas in the description. I'm stupid. In the comments, you know. Also, check out my new online project. It's like a little experimental type of thing. It's called sestota.dm on Instagram. Doing some like experimental brutal death metal slam, whatever you want to call it. Just gonna make some shit we like, you know. You don't gotta put a label to it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all later.